Okay. So like I said, 9 questions, 15 points in total, multiple choice questions, and short response that could be anywhere between 1 sentence or a full paragraph, okay? Anthony, to answer your question, we are not going over the character cheat sheet again. I went over those instructions in class. You can go back to the PowerPoint instructions that are linked in today's lesson plan. And then if you have questions, let me know, okay? One thing that I want you guys to be aware of when you are reviewing / taking this quiz, I will be quoting from the textbook, okay? So, the textbook. If you are using No Fear Shakespeare to help you, the line numbers will not match the ones that are on the quiz. So pay attention to your textbook for the line numbers, and then if you need to like decipher what the heck's being said, then use the No Fear Shakespeare, okay? But any line numbers must come from the textbook, and any line numbers you see on the quiz will come from the textbook. Is that clear to you guys? Thumbs up if you're like, yeah, okay, I get that. I'm supposed to look at the textbook for line numbers. Okay, perfect. Okay, so now your multiple choice questions will be on characters, the setting, any events, plot points that take place, and then which quotes best support claims. So we practice doing that. Your quiz will also be re-emphasizing that point. The short responses will be on characters, setting, and characterization, okay? So we'll review some of this stuff right now. So the multiple choice questions. These are your characters. These are not all of the characters, but these are the characters that you need to be aware of for the quiz, okay? So you need to refresh your memory on Prospero, Miranda, Ariel, Caliban, Antonio, Sebastian, Alonso, and Gonzalo. You should be aware of who they are, who they're related to, their motives, their wants, their desires, who their enemies are, and who their allies are, and any possible personality traits that we may have talked about so far, okay? And that personality traits will also come into play in the short response questions as well. So let's talk about some of these characters. So this is a time that I'm gonna actually like ask you guys some questions, okay? You can either verbally respond or type it into the chat. I'll be looking at both of those, so that way we can get through this a little bit faster. If you are going into the chat, make sure, or sorry, everybody pull up the chat so that you can see that, okay? Aaliyah, to answer your question, we're going to have the quiz online. So I'm gonna have a link that you guys will go to. It'll be a Google form, and then you'll just take the quiz right on there, okay? It'll be really simple to access. And I'll walk you through that next class, just to make sure everybody found it. Okay, so who is Prospero? Does anyone remember who Prospero is? Josh, who's Prospero? Tell us.
Okay, so Prospero is many things. 1, he's a slave owner. 2, he's a father.
Yes.
3, he's a brother.
Okay.
And he's the ex-king.
No, not the ex-king.
Oh, wait.
The ex-wife.
No, it wasn't a king. It wasn't a king.
Duke of Milan, very good. Okay, the Duke of Milan.
Ex-duke.
Who is the current king of Naples?
Alonso.
Alonso, very good. So make sure you're not getting Alonso and Prospero mixed up, okay? They had very different jobs. But everything else you said, Josh, spot on. Very good.
All right.
So, can you guys hear the dog barking in the background?
Yeah, that's fine, though.
Sorry, I apologize. Okay, so that's Prospero. Who is Miranda?
She's the daughter of Prospero.
Daughter of Prospero.
Daughter of Prospero. Very good, Jomo. Okay.
Did you also say niece of Antonio?
Yes, definitely remember niece of Antonio.
Also potential lover to Ferdinand.
Also potential lover to Ferdinand. That is great. Okay, good. What do we know about Miranda so far? What are some of her traits?
Compassionate.
Empathetic.
Empathetic. What else?
Caring.
Very caring. Does she need to know the person to care about them?
No.
No.
No. We see that in the very first moment with her, that very first conversation with her, that she doesn't need to know the person. She really just has like an innate caring side for all human beings, regardless of who they are. Now let's talk about Ariel. Who is Ariel?
Spirit / servant of Prospero.
Spirit slash servant of Prospero. Very good. Now, who does Prospero consistently refer to as a slave?
What's his name?
Caliban.
Caliban. Okay. So how he views Ariel versus Caliban is very different, just based off of how he calls them, right? So the fact that he's calling Caliban a slave and Ariel is just his spirit shows that he values one more than the other. Okay, so that's something you want to make sure you have in your mind and you realize how to explain that. Okay.
Yep.
Very good. Why does Ariel continue to work for Prospero?
Because Ariel is trying to work off the debt that he feels that he owes.
Very good. He's trying to work off the debt that he feels that he owes. He's trying to gain his freedom. Okay. Why does Caliban work for Prospero?
He doesn't have a choice.
He doesn't have a choice. He's a slave. Okay, remember that. Okay. Sorry, I'm eating. I apologize.
I'm also eating. It's okay.
Perfect. Everyone should be eating right now. We can have lunch together.
I did.
Okay, so Antonio is whose brother?
Prospero's brother.
Prospero's brother. Okay, good. And I'm going to start calling on some people, so be prepared to unmute yourself, friends. Let's hear from Kennedy. Kennedy, who does Antonio want to kill at this point in the play?
Antonio wants to kill Sebastian's brother.
Very good. Which is who?
Gonzalo?
Nope, not Gonzalo.
Don't remember.
Close.
Very close. Can anyone tell me who it is?
Alonzo.
Ethan said Alonzo in the chat. Very good. Along with, I didn't get to see who said Alonzo in the video, but good job. So very good, Kennedy. Thank you. So let's talk about Antonio a little bit. What did Antonio do to Prospero?
He sent him away to die with his daughter.
Yeah, he tried to kill him.
Worst brother ever. Oh my goodness.
Our award goes to Antonio. Okay, very good. So that is exactly what happened. Who helped him do that?
I don't know.
It was Alonzo, right?
Alonzo, very good, Faith. Yes. So Alonzo helped him get rid of him. Okay, who tried to help Prospero and Miranda during all of this?
Gonzalo.
Gonzalo, very good. Who is Gonzalo helping now? Who is he kind of hanging out with now?
Alonzo.
Alonzo, very good. Okay, and Sebastian, who is Sebastian?
He is the isn't the brother of the king?
The brother of the king, very good. So the brother to Alonzo.
Good.
Who is Sebastian's nephew? Ferdinand, very good. I don't know who said that, but good job. Ferdinand.
What was the question?
Who is Sebastian's nephew? And that would be Ferdinand, because Ferdinand is Alonzo's son. Very good. Who is, let's see, who is Antonio's ally at this point? Sebastian, very good. Okay. So those are just some things to review for the characters. We'll get into the personality traits a little bit later. Oh, very good. The annotations are put on here. Good job, guys. Okay. All right. So now they're kind of stuck on there, but that's okay. Okay, so the setting. For the setting of this play, it's very important to understand one thing. So that one thing I want you guys to be aware of. In every scene, except for scene 1 of Act 1, they're on this island, okay? Now, in scene 1, they're on the ship, and that's how everybody gets on the island, right? They have the shipwreck. But is everybody on the same part of the island?
No.
No, different parts.
Everybody's on different parts of the island. So because of that, that allows for the plot to really happen the way that Shakespeare intended it to. And that allows for a few things to start kind of progressing and allows them to happen. We talked about this when we went over the annotations. We talked about how it allows for a little bit of suspense in the plot. It allows for the idea of revenge to really take place. And it allows us to see the different perspectives of all these characters, right? So we hear a lot of how Prospero feels about everyone, And now, because they're all in separate parts of the island, we get to hear how they feel about things. And do we actually get to feel the same way as Prospero? Because now we get to have our own opinion from hearing their own conversations, okay? So there's lots of effects going on with this setting. And even though it's a pretty simplistic setting of just one place, the fact that he has everyone different parts is huge, okay? So please keep that in mind. Do you guys have any questions about the setting? It also makes dramatic irony. Yes, you are correct. It does. Any other questions about setting? No? Okay.
So
perfect.
if you're, no, I'm sorry.
Okay.
So since we already know, said you told us that other than Act 1, Scene 1, it's on the ship. If we were supposed to name the setting for Act 1, Scene 2 through Act 2, Scene 2, would we just put different part of the island?
The island, yep. Or on a certain part of the island, yeah.
That's
So there's no name of this island. There's no names of the parts of the island. We just know they're different parts of the island. That's how it sets it up for every scene. Okay?
I have a question.
Yes.
Should we know the groups that they're split up into?
Yes. You should know how they're split up.
Okay.
So very good. That was a good question, Josh. Okay. So let's move after setting. So it gets into the plot review. Plot review is really simple. It's really just look over your comprehension questions. The quiz is only 9 questions, right? So it's not going to go super in detail about every little thing on this quiz. Know the big points, okay? So like who's having conversations with who, what are those conversations about, what do certain characters try to do during those conversations. That's what you really want to be aware of, okay? Is there any questions about any particular scenes that you would like me to go over?
Yeah, what characters were involved in in the other group instead of like Prospero and Miranda? Like who was involved in the other group?
Okay, so that was going to be Act 2, Scene 1. So everyone turn to Act 2, Scene 1 in their book if you can. And that's going to start on page 535 in your textbook. And it tells you who is in that group at the time. At the very beginning, it says, enter Alonso, Sebastian, Antonio, Gonzalo, Adrian, Francisco, and others. Okay, so we really only care about a certain number of those characters at this point, and that's going to be Alonso, Sebastian, Antonio, and Gonzalo. The other ones we don't really care about so much. We didn't hear much about them or from them. So focus on those 4 at this point. Okay, and then if you flip to Scene 2, that's when we see Caliban, Trinculo, and Stefano. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, Kennedy.
Water.
Yes, go right ahead. Yeah. You asking? Thank you. Any other questions about the plot? No. We good?
Yep.
Yeah.
I know it's off topic, but for the character cheat sheet, did you want us to use color on that? I forgot.
Now it doesn't really matter to me because I don't really get to see it.
That's
So, other than in text form. So yeah.
I have a question for that cheat sheet. Okay, because like how there's like a lot of characters and like the way that you had this do the boxes, there are only 6. Can we use the back?
You should use the back. Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Very good. Okay, so let's move forward out of plot. And let's go to the next one. Okay, so this question, you will have 2 questions that are, it just moved. You'll have 2 questions that are like this, okay? This is a skill that we've been practicing. You wrote your last paragraph on this, which is I give you a claim and you need to pick which piece of evidence best allows you to analyze for that claim, okay? Josh, question.
You're trying to share your screen right now?
It should be shared. Is it not shared?
It is not.
It is for me.
It is. It's
Okay,
for
that's
me.
weird.
Definitely shared.
There
For
should
me,
be
it
a-
is.
Off your video.
There
Oh,
should
I
be a
got it.
button
No, I
that
fixed it. I got it.
Okay, I was like, wait, have I not been sharing this whole time, guys? No one's told me. Okay. Okay. So on here, I gave you guys the claim. Oh gosh. Okay, I gave you the claim. If I was trying to support the claim that Miranda is a selfless character, what would be the most effective quote? Okay, or something along those lines will show up on your quiz. I will give you, because it's still under multiple choice, I will give you 2 options for that. So you have 2 quotes to pick from, okay? You may have to go back in and find those quotes. I gave you the line number still on the quiz. So you can go back in and read about like what the heck was happening. Could this be the most effective thing? I don't know. Let me read it again, okay? So you would be looking for something that truly allows you to explain how she is a compassionate character, okay? Jomo, do you have a question?
Yeah. Will you give us the No Fear Shakespeare translation?
No.
Oh, that's tough.
Yeah. So, so I'm actually these are gonna be quotes that we talked about in class, though. Okay, so your annotation should help you, and then you can always go back in to Know Fear Shakespeare and try to find it. Emily, and then Josh.
Are we gonna have the whole period to complete this, or is it be timed?
Okay, so what's really great about the fact that you guys are doing this all online is that there's no time limit. You just have until 9 o'clock the next day.
You should be getting an A automatically.
Yeah, you should be getting an A. Okay, if you don't, I'm gonna be upset. Okay, so do you have a question?
Small problem.
Yeah. So for the question where with the evidence, are you gonna make it so that there's one clear-cut winner, or are you gonna have it so that there's an argument for both?
Oh yeah.
There should be a clear cut. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, good.
It's pretty clear.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. But remember the things that we kept in mind, right? Like we really do have to understand, A, what is Shakespeare even saying in this quote? So you will have to probably look up what it means, okay?
Yeah, no, I just wanted to know in case I had like 2 options or it's just like one correct thing.
No, it should be one. I would hope that you guys will take the quiz during class time. So that way, if you do have questions, we can talk about the question. But if you are taking it later, you can always email me if you have a question about it. But I would prefer you to take it during class time. That would be my ideal.
Okay.
So if you do have a question, let me know. Okay, so review your annotations for this. This will really help you. The annotations will help the most for this section. Okay, so, oh my gosh, why? Sometimes it says it, sometimes, okay. So the short response, review all of your annotations for Act 1 and 2, okay? Make sure you understand them. Make sure you understand why we pinpointed certain things. Make sure you remember why you said certain things. Now, I did make available to you guys on today's lesson plan, it was labeled for the B-Day class, but I made it available, my annotations that we did in class, okay? So I scanned the pictures of the pages that we did, together with all of my notes from everything you guys said, and I put them online for you guys. So you can always reference those too.
Thank you.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay, so, and I'll show you where those are too, just in case. So for some things that you want to specifically pay attention to for the short response questions, this is really looking at characterization. So what is characterization? What is indirect characterization? And how do I go about finding it? So does anyone remember what indirect characterization is? Anthony, go ahead.
It was like the author gives us hints of what the character traits or personalities.
Yep, and I gave you guys an acronym that
Steal.
helps you identify. STEAL, okay. So that's when we're looking at their speech, their thoughts, their effects on other people, their actions, and their looks or appearance. We're looking at those 5 things, and those 5 things are pieces of indirect characterization, okay? So that's how the author chooses to describe or reveal something to us, through one or more of those 5 things, okay? Now, once we identify that quote, then we can start pulling from it and drawing conclusions. So the main question that we want to ask, once we identify a piece of indirect characterization, is what do we learn about the character through this? Okay, so for example, if we're talking about Miranda, if she's a compassionate character, we have to find a moment of her either acting compassionate, saying something compassionate, looking at something in a compassionate manner, other people feeling comfortable around her because she's compassionate, something along those lines, okay? So that's what your goal is to do with that, with indirect characterization. Now, you guys should, on your character cheat sheet, you should have character traits for all of your characters, okay? And then I did allow you guys to put pieces of evidence there too, but since you're at home, you could look in your textbook anyways for pieces of evidence of that. Every single piece of annotation that you have, if it's about a character, you probably have traits next to those quotes anyway, so that should be really helpful to you guys, okay? Do you have any questions about some traits for particular characters that you want me to go over?
I gotta get those characters.
Or no?
Nope, not for me.
I think I'm okay.
Okay.
Let me see. Hold
on. Okay.
Oh, actually.
Yes, Josh.
For Sebastian, would you say that he is somebody who just goes with the flow kind of person?
I think he is easily convinced to do things, or easily persuaded to do things. So not very like mentally strong himself, I would probably say. And yeah, probably goes along with it. Like if somebody convinces him, he's totally fine.
That's who I was going to ask about. He's kind of confusing to me.
Yeah, we don't know too much about him yet, other than the fact that he is very similar to Antonio, it seems, right? Because he's willing to kill him.
They seem pretty close.
Yeah, they're very similar. Antonio, I think, is really the mastermind of things, though, right? Because Sebastian, it didn't seem like he would have come across as unless Antonio literally spelled it out for him, right? He's like saying, "Who's the next heir?" And he's like, "This girl? What are you trying to say? I don't understand." Like, he's not getting it, right? So he's not the most intelligent human, okay? But Antonio is very intelligent when it comes to all of this, okay? So Antonio could also be described as manipulative as well. Him and Prospero.
He's basically just Prospero, but has different motives.
Right, exactly. Prospero with very different motives. Yep, 100%. Good job, Josh. So those are some things for the characters. And oops. What is this? For the setting, so we talked about a little bit when we started the significance of understanding the setting. We did make some annotations on that too, so I'm not going to go in depth about that right now, but if you have questions about that, I can answer them. Does anyone have questions about the setting?
I think the setting's fine.
Okay. Anybody else?
So it's basically just all in different places, right? That's of the island?
Yeah, all in different places in the island. And just understand why that's a big deal and how does that affect things. Okay. Let's see. So conversations that you need to review. I want you guys to reread and review conversations between Miranda and Prospero, Ariel and Prospero, Calaman and Prospero, and Antonio and Sebastian. One of your short response questions will be on one of those conversations, and you will have to explain the significance of one of those conversations, okay? So review your annotations, maybe just skim back over it. I don't think you guys will have to reread the whole thing. I think you'll basically remember once you start looking over it what the heck was going on. But those conversations are very important, okay?
Are we gonna get provided one of those conversations on the quiz?
On the quiz, I'm gonna tell you, reread the conversation between blank and blank.
Oh.
I give you the line numbers and the act number and scene number to go to. Okay. So I will tell you where to go in your book on the quiz.
For the quiz?
What was that?
We can use our book for the quiz?
Yep.
Oh.
That's why
I have no way of controlling that, right? So
you just kind of accept it.
I've accepted it, right?
Big brain, just incorporate it into the quiz.
Exactly, that's what I did. So it's no longer cheating, right? When I just incorporate it. Okay.
That's why we should all be getting A's, though.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
I gave you some questions to keep in mind. I would recommend answering these questions as part of your review. I would recommend answering these questions when you're looking at those conversations. So maybe making new annotations for yourself. That works too. Braille, you're like on a mission somewhere. Where are you going? She's like moving all over the place. This is great. Okay.
Let's do next by 9 a.m. next class.
No. The quiz is gonna be next class.
So when is this?
When is what due?
The cheat sheet.
Cheat sheet is due at 9 a.m. next period.
Okay.
Yeah. So The cheat sheet will be due on the 23rd.
Okay.
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 I want to say I outlined that on Moodle. Let me stop sharing this PowerPoint real quick, and I will get, let me see. Let me go back to Moodle for you guys. Double check that it's explicit on there, and if it isn't, I will fix that. Okay, yeah, so it says assignments due by 9 a.m. on 3/23 for you guys, A-Day, and that is your character cheat sheet. Okay.
Good.
Now, if you guys are looking here in the things that I linked, for the annotations, if you want to look back at the annotations we did in class, I linked it right here where it says review of annotate. Oh, sorry, that's the original document. This one. I gave the original with all the questions for you guys. And then it says, this handout is suggested answers or thoughts regarding the prompts and questions in the text, okay? Again, if your answers are different, that is totally fine, but those are just the ones we talked about in class, okay? Do you guys have any questions for me? I'm gonna stop sharing this and just kind of open it up.
Like a really quick question.
Yeah.
So, there's like no, we don't get like an example of the character cheat sheet, right? It's
You need
basically
I did give you an
just a different
example.
character.
It's on the website.
Yes.
There is
Is
an
it
example.
online?
Yes, okay, so I'll
Okay,
share.
okay.
Let
I was
me,
just making sure.
no, it is online, Sarah, but it's not on this it's not on the lesson plan for today. If you actually go into the B-Day one, I did link it in there.
Okay.
So I gave an example of one of the sides. Do you see that, Sarah?
Okay, that makes a lot more sense. Okay.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Yeah. Any
Miss
other questions?
Condos. Miss
Yes,
Condos.
Josh.
Could we make a digital version of the cheat sheet instead of just like taking pictures of a physical one?
Totally. Yeah. I just
Okay.
don't know how to do it. If you want to figure, I know you're
Yeah, no,
much more tech
yeah.
savvy. Totally.
Okay, cool.
Yep. Yeah, Emily.
I have missing work. How do I submit it to you?
Email me your missing work.
Okay, with the homework pass like
Yes.
next to it. I think? Okay.
Yes. That is perfect. Any other questions? You guys are awesome people.
Miss Condos.
Yes. Yes.
Miss Condos.
Yes, Anthony.
Do we have to make a Google
Uh-oh, your audio got a little weird.
Drive?
Your audio got
Do we
weird.
have
He
to
asked
make
about
a
if
Google
you had to
Drive
make
to
a
like
Google
submit all
Drive.
our work?
Okay, wait, hold on. Oh, Google
Yeah, do
Drive.
we have to make a
Okay.
Google Drive?
No, so your Google Drive folder, I would recommend you keeping. I would recommend you still uploading things into that just in case any technological problems arise. At least it's all saved in there. But you'll be submitting homework through Moodle.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Okay, got it.
And
Thank
I
you.
tell you, anytime there's something due, I tell you where to submit it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Any other questions, guys?
I think we're good.
Think we're good?
Yeah, I think so.
Zach, do you have a question? I thought I saw your hand up. No? Okay. Okay. Wonderful. Okay, I see Kennedy and Sarah continuing with their video tech talks or whatever they're doing. Great. I'm glad
Let's
you
make a
guys have not
TikTok
changed
during
at
online
all.
class.
Great.
Genius.
Oh, yes.
I know, I see that you're doing.
This is some next level TikTok.
Next level TikTok.
Okay, guys. Well, if you're all good to go, you are free to go. You still have about 20 minutes left of class time. I'm going to stay on here for the 20 minutes. If you need anything, I'll be here for you guys. And that's it, okay?
All right.
Symbol for the symbol, is it just that represents that person?
Okay.
Yes, a symbol that represents that character.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Bye,
Jomo.
Miss Condos.
Bye.
Bye.
Do we have anything due
Thank you.
tomorrow?
Tomorrow? No.
No? Okay.
No, nothing's due tomorrow.
Okay, bet.
Just
Okay.
you need your
So we don't
cheat
have
sheet.
homework?
Your cheat sheet
That's
is
it?
your homework.
Yeah. And,
bet.
so because we have a weekend, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, bet. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye.
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 Any other questions, guys, for the people still in here?
No.
You guys good?
Bye, Miss Condos.
Bye. Have a great day, guys.
I was condos.
Bye. Miss you all. Oh my gosh, you guys. You guys are too much.
Wait. Okay. Bye.
Okay. Bye. Bye, guys. Anthony, do you have any questions?
No, I think I'm good.
You think you're good?
I just have to finish filling out the cheat sheet, and I think I'm
Okay.
fine.
Okay, perfect. So
All
then
right,
you don't have to stay on here if you don't want to.
Yeah. Okay. See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.